But we need to know he endured some backlash. And I want to pause right here and let you know not to be surprised when you get some backlash for doing what God has told you to do. These are simply attacks from the enemy. And to be under attack, you don't actually have to do anything against anybody. Peter didn't go against the king, but King Herod was intimidated by the things Peter was doing in his own life. He was simply doing what God told him to do. For that, he was attacked. For that, he suffered backlash. Oh, watch out for the backlash. I hate to say it, but I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. But we simply need to be aware that because we believe in the risen Savior, there will be attacks. Because we dare to declare that yes, my mind's made up. And I won't turn back. Keep moving forward even if troubles try to catch up with you. It only happens when you finally make a changing decision that yes, some attacks will come. And if you stay dormant, nothing would happen to you. If you were complacent doing the same old thing every day, then you won't see any challenges. But when you finally choose to do something with your life, things will go crazy. But when you finally decide to give up cigarettes and mean it, when you finally want to put the blunt down for good, when you finally want to finish school and move ahead in your life, when you finally want to open up your business, when you finally want to be in a happy marriage, when you finally want to go back to church and be faithful in that thing, when you finally give up your bad habit, not just for Lent, but for the rest of your life, when you finally decide to do what God has told you to do, then expect some mess, expect some backlash. If I stay in the situation that I'm in, nothing would happen. If I wanted my life to be dormant, then nothing would happen. But the minute I decide to change my life, the minute I decide to get off this thing, the moment I choose to turn my life around, the second I decide to get off of drugs, to forgive my enemies, to be humble, to tithe on a regular basis, here comes the backlash. Oh, it's just a backlash. Expect the residuals. Expect it, but don't get deterred by it. Do what it says in the text and simply pray. Peter was sent to prison, but to keep him in his right mind. Verse 5 tells me that he prayed, and the church prayed with him. That just lets me know we are not helpless against attacks. We still got prayer. Well, what does prayer do, Pastor Whipple? Well, prayer speaks directly to my situation. Prayer moves some mountains in my life. Prayer turns a no into a yes. Prayer releases some opportunities. Prayer brings vision to reality. Prayer is a direct connection to the heart. And I don't know about you, but I need some praying folks around me. Some real, authentic praying folks who talk to God on a regular basis. Folks who can stand and send some prayers through. Don't play with it. Take no toys. You gotta call on God in the time of trouble. Oh, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Pray and call on the one who watches over us. Pray until change happens. Pray to the one who is the great I am. Yeah, they can encourage me. They can keep me lifted. They can pray for me. Because if one can chase 1,000, and you can put 10,000 to flight, then I just need 2 or 3 more. Because when 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of the Lord, then you will see in the midst of this change is about to happen in this place. Oh, I need to know this has to do. Oh, there's some praying folks in the house tonight. tells us Peter is locked up with 4 squads of guards, making sure he is not released. 4 squads of guards translate to every squad of guards having 4 guards each. So that's 16 guards versus 1 Peter. The deck is stacked against my man Peter in prison. Peter is locked up with 2 sets of chains, surrounded by 4 guards in a cell that is suitable for the hardest of criminals. He's on death row. The barriers seem endless for Brother Peter. Now realistically, it didn't look too promising for Peter. He was in a double set of chains, surrounded by 4 squads of guards, and in a jail cell fit for a hardened criminal, with a death sentence that will happen. Those were his barriers. But we need to know something this afternoon. The barriers for man are not for God. In verse 7, the angel of the Lord came to Peter, tapped him on his shoulder, and said, "Get up, it's time to go. Tie your shoes, put on your coat. I'm taking you out of this place. Matter of fact, you don't even belong here in the first place. It's time to get up and get out." And Peter was getting out. He was getting himself together. Verse 9 says he couldn't believe his own eyes. He thought he was having a vision. Oh, but when God brings you out of a situation, when God delivers you, there's no dreaming about it. It's all reality. That just shows me no matter the barrier man set up against me, it's still no match for the way of escape my God has already planned for me. Your barriers can't scare me. Man's barriers can fall. Man's barriers got holes in them. Man's barriers don't mean nothing because God is for me. And if God be for me, against my barriers and tear them down. Oh, no matter how big they are, my God will break down my barriers. So Peter tells us, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at your backlash.
That's right.
Don't be surprised at your barriers. But the last thing this afternoon Peter shows me, don't be surprised at the blessings. Don't be surprised at the blessings. At this point in the text, Peter is on his way out of prison. This is nothing short of a blessing. Verse 10 lays out how the angel of the Lord led Peter past the first set of guards, then the second set of guards, to a door that was already open, waiting for Peter. He goes through the door and walks down the street, totally away from the view of the prison. Then the angel left. If that's not a blessing, I don't know what is. Peter did what the angel of the Lord told him to do. The angel touched him on the shoulder, said, "Get up, grab your stuff. It's time to get out of your situation." Oh, that just simply shows me, church, after God gets you through your barriers and introduces you to your blessing, the only thing you got to do is walk in. He don't walk by himself. He turned around and now he surprised himself. He saw how far he got to her, but he knew that he didn't get this far all by himself. It was God who was with him every step of the way. He just had to walk through faith. And I believe during this time of Jubilee, through faith, I can get out of what looked humanly impossible in my life. How did you get your credit straight in a short amount of time? I walked through it. How did your child come out of addiction? I walked through it. How did you really make it to graduation day? I walked through it. How are you going to pay your mortgage? I'm walking through it. How are you living? Where you're living? I'm walking through it.